Hello everybody, today we're going to be trying out VMware Fusion's new ARM beta, which I got. This is the new version, which is currently available for free, that they are rolling out for the new M1. I recently, yesterday, got my M1 Max, and today I'm going to try, I know apparently the main software people use for running VMs is Parallels, but I thought it'd be interesting to see how VMware, which is what I usually use on Windows and Linux, is working on their version. This is, I'm going to install Ubuntu, so it boots up instantly, which I guess was pretty much expected. I'd been reading about doing this online, and apparently because ARM is a much more heterogeneous architecture, this can be more difficult. I thought for a second it crashed, and I just, like, right when I said it works, it doesn't actually work. But no, it seems to be working. I'd like to access the microphone. I think that's okay. I don't think there's exclusive microphone access. I don't think that's going to break my recording. Doesn't seem to have. And this is Ubuntu Linux. So really, I just wanted to see, because I thought this would be kind of difficult installing, but it actually seems to work really well, which is impressive, because this is alpha software. Okay, so that installed. Nice thing about Ubuntu and Linux in general is it installs pretty quickly. That took like 2 minutes, which is impressive. Okay. Now, here's where it's either going to work or it's not going to work. I would say this is pretty impressive so far, both on VMware's part and Ubuntu's part for making this work on a completely not new architecture, but architecture that hasn't traditionally been used heavily on computers and failed. Oh, right. So that's sort of the thing with ARM Linux, is that because there's no emulation, but that's not VMware's fault. I wonder if there's VMware tools for. Probably are not. Just go to settings. Can I turn up the? Nope. Cannot do that. Orientation. No. Okay, so let's actually see what software is available in the Ubuntu software. Let's get the terminal. That's how real Chad installs stuff on Linux. Okay, here we go. Install. GIMP should work, because that's really anything open source should work. It would honestly probably be better to like install Gentoo, because then you can, anything that is open source will probably compile. And I just love Gentoo. Oh, PhotoGIMP, I remember this. This is actually kind of cool. This is or is that different than the other? Yeah, it like makes GIMP look like Photoshop. I think that's cool, and I think it's cool they included it, because the mainline GIMP developers don't want to be like a clone of Photoshop, even though that's why everyone uses GIMP, is because it's an alternative to Photoshop that runs on Linux and doesn't cost money, which is nice. Oh, you can't install PhotoGIMP. That's interesting. I think we installed GIMP though. GNU Image Manipulation Program. Let's just see that it actually works as intended. I'm also gonna. I think it's control. Yeah. Virtual machine. Linux is running. Nope, you can't install tools on ARM Linux. So that's interesting. Reminds me of using Hyper-V, but it does still, despite that, feels pretty smooth. Have we installed GIMP? Does that not? Wasn't expecting a lot of stuff to work, but you never know. I know people would. Oh, do we just? Okay. There you go. First crash. I don't know what actually crashed there. Probably Ubuntu. I don't even... No, it has to be. It's like I know on... It reminds me of on VirtualBox decades ago. There was like Guru Meditation. Which is like this weird error. It could just be RAM, because this VM doesn't have a huge amount of RAM. Let's see. Does GIMP... There's always a terminal, and then I can install things through apt rather than snap, because snap is sudo apt install GIMP. And that might work because it's installing it natively, unlike snaps, which probably are not universal binaries, because almost... And there we go. So, because what I've demonstrated is that snaps are garbage. Not that anyone didn't already know that, but there you go. Okay. And that, let's do like the Apple hello. Okay, that's terrible. Kind of works. Kind of gets you the idea, but yeah, so that works. That runs really well. About the same as Photoshop runs natively, so I would say that's very good. I wonder if we can use apt install photo GIMP. I don't know if it's not in apt, but it is in snap, and we know that snaps generally don't work. Okay. Sudo apt install Chromium. Chromium-BSU. I have a horrible feeling, because I know there's a game on Linux called, like, Chromium-BSU. Yes. I don't even... Okay, this is, like, some very wacky mouse acceleration, which is, like, pretty common when gaming on VMware. But... Okay. This is kind of weird. I've accidentally downloaded this game before, but I've never played it, so... Okay. Here you go. You want some Chromium BSU. Don't know what BSU stands for. Okay. Yeah, no. Enough of this. Quit. Okay. Let's try something that might actually, we should probably already have Python 3. Sudo apt install pip3. Pip? I think that's probably, hopefully Python 3 pip and not Python 2 pip. The problem isn't even a version of Python 2 for ARM. And then we can do, let's do Python sudo apt install python-is python 3. Python? That works. So that's pretty... There we go, that works. I guess the other thing you might want to do... Yeah, as long as the system can run natively on the architecture it runs. I want to try something a bit heavier. Blender. I wouldn't try and do this on a VM anyways, but so far it seems to be running so well. I wonder if there's a port of wine for this. Now, I don't know if Wine for ARM64 only runs ARM64 Windows applications. I highly doubt there's any malware written for Windows on ARM because it's not a heavily used operating system. Windows 10. Oh, so only recently did the antivirus work. That's like embarrassing. Okay. Malwarebytes has Windows on ARM. Okay, I just want to try it. I know this isn't going to work, but let's just go to Enderman's website and let's just download malware. And just go like... Oh yeah, these are passworded though, but okay. Okay. So, Anna, no escape. Ransomware, rogues, Trojans. This seems fairly... This one's probably fairly light. Okay. Let's just extract this to documents. Show the files. Okay. Now we get wine. It's got to be capitalized. Is it going to work? No. Because, of course, it's an X86. I'm just going to look up if there is, like... Linux ARM X86. Yeah, of course you could install fucking QEMU, but that's like... That's like the most over-the-top... Oh. Wait. Wait on a second. User space QEMU emulation. Okay, that's cool. So how does... Probably not going to be able to use this on... Okay, I feel like we probably can't use this. We can probably do i386 or x86 64. Because I feel like we're probably not going to be able to use this on... Wine? QEMU-Linux-user. Okay. How to use... Okay. I don't have any idea how I would install wine on such an arrangement. But in theory, QEMU-x86_64-L. What's the L for? I wonder if we can just do it directly. Okay. And now // just need something quick and easy to try out. We can find out if probably isn't even a... It's probably not even an x86-64 file. Okay, let's find something that probably is an x86-64. Okay, so I found a binary. It's apparently probably just a basic one from the internet. CD downloads, and then we're going to try this QEMU-x86_64. Now the file is called... Probably actually have to elf x86. No, x64 we want because that's i386. We could do that one as well, but this one we gotta do chmod plus x elf-linux-x. Oh yeah, you have to capitalize Linux because the Linux. Okay, that's a... Oh, that's interesting. So this one actually seems to work with... That's... Okay, yeah, we have to chmod that one. That's actually really interesting. I was not expecting... Now, does this one also work? Yes. And it's definitely, yeah, it's a compiled file. It's not. I think it's a compiled version of GNU Bash. So it doesn't. So okay, so it doesn't work because we don't have that. So I wonder if Ubuntu has some sort of built-in. Does Ubuntu have some sort of built-in? Yeah, so a lot of people are saying it doesn't. Yeah, so I don't know if QEMU is just. And then there's a bunch of different software which does different compilation. I don't know. That's confusing because they definitely didn't. I don't think I can use QEMU on a deb file like that. The other thing that could be kind of fun, although I feel like I don't think we actually have enough performance or enough storage left on this VM to do this, would be to install Ubuntu Desktop under this VM, like x86 Ubuntu Desktop under Partition Manager is what I want. 21 gigabytes. How much do I have? 11 gigabytes free. No, this is in theory possible. Okay. Doesn't have to be. I don't need the GUI version. Okay. Well, instead of install it, let's just say we get it to boot. Sudo apt install the dash manager. There we go. The Ubuntu, okay, so the Ubuntu thing's only like 3 gigabytes. That should work. Okay, connect again. Now we actually do have x86 64, which will run like absolute arse. And I know that, which is why I'm going to do it anyways. Because that makes it more fun. Okay, yeah, I think i386 would run better in theory, but I don't care. This is more... I will give it not enough RAM anyways. Oh, no, that's... No, actually, we don't even need storage because we're just going to run this off of the live. Okay. And it works. How long is this? I'm actually, it's actually pretty good. I don't actually think there's any performance penalty to nesting because it's emulated, and it would be emulated if I ran it. Okay, we'll do Control-C because we don't have any disks anyways. Okay. I don't think there's any additional performance hit to doing it this way because even if I ran it on the native system, as long as this QEMU is not being emulated as well, it's just another layer because it's always emulated. I probably should have tried. Actually, let's do that. What's like the lightest? I think Lubuntu is the lightest Linux distro, like of the Ubuntu family. Intel x86, AMD 64. Okay. Xubuntu it is. Ubuntu should fix their website if they know what they're doing. No, I don't. Oh, Australia. Furthest possible. No, let's just do United States. Because Canadian servers, I find, are almost always in Toronto, and because I live on the West Coast, it's just generally better. Because a lot of American servers are LA. It's actually... Oh, it's a US server. I think this is actually a Dutch company. Okay, so if this downloads before this loads, I'm going to assume that modern Ubuntu desktop is simply too bloated. Oh, might be getting somewhere. I feel like the lightest Linux distro should be able to run, at least with one layer. I also want to try, I'll do that natively, I think, Windows 98. Okay. So there's a mouse cursor now, because that's not my Ubuntu, it's my nested. It's like it's lower resolution because it's running under this emulator. Still don't think we're getting anything. Okay, well since that's downloaded, I'm actually going to shut the VM down and increase the allocation so that it has a better chance of actually working. Shut down, not log out. Okay, there we go. If it doesn't want to shut down, I'm just going to do it anyways. VMware Fusion, virtual machine. Okay, settings, processors. We can, let's give it 7. Too many? Okay, 6. Okay, 5. 8 gigabytes. Let me just see how much is actually being used. Oh, so we can easily afford 10 gigabytes. I'll just do 8 because that's a more standard number, but okay. Processors and memory, display. There we go. Just gonna hit enter because that's try. That immediately worked. So clearly, because Xubuntu is designed for less powerful hardware or nested emulation, for the 10 people dumb enough to try that, I'm quite hopeful. And then I can just full screen. That's impressive. Okay. I think this is where if the magic is going to happen, this is where it should happen. Okay, it loaded in. Okay, that still doesn't. I think there is some sort of task manager equivalent in XFCE, but like if those open, yeah, there we go. That's like as far as being, I have seen worse. I've definitely. It seems like it takes a while to load, but yeah, no, that's. Let's open the terminal because that's a pretty good way of getting an idea of very minimal top. Yeah, the CPU's getting hit pretty hard, but that's okay. Control C. Install. That might be a crazy idea. It might actually already be installed. Okay, graphics. Oh, it's actually already installed. GNU Image Manipulation Program. Okay, it's going to take a while, and that's okay, because this is like nested emulation. Okay, we can system. Task Manager. Oh, it's actually even called Task Manager. Something nice about XFCE is it's okay with using like the actual names for things. Okay. The CPU is probably going to be pretty heavily 95%, 100%. Yeah. That makes sense. Oh, Task Manager. Okay. It's really memory efficient. Which is good. Should be. benefit of XFC. It's opened, and now I can create a new file and we can find out. Because GIMP is really well optimized, even under the first VM, it ran pretty much natively. Now we'll see how. My second. Okay, it's definitely feeling the pain a bit, but. Okay. Let's see, is it gonna. That's like so close to usable. It's like it like buffers it too. Okay. I think I've seen enough of GIMP. But I do want to try one more thing, and that's Firefox, and that's what's going to absolutely kill the kill. Yes, I do want to terminate it. And here we go. Firefox works. Kind of. Let's see if we can actually. See if we can do this. Can we pull up my channel? It's like the cruelest place for it not to. But given the task manager is using like a quarter of the CPU, we don't really need it. Should in theory make things go. Okay. Loading. Highly doubt it will actually be able to play a video, but I don't know if we're back to square one or if I think it can cache some of that. I don't even have dislikes on this because I'm signed out of my account. I get to see how many dislikes my video has. None. See, there you go. That's the problem, is it wouldn't want you to know that I don't have any dislikes. Okay, I think it's loading in the comments. Oh, it's loading in the recommendations. Okay. Okay, it's like 99.9% of the way there, but I highly doubt it's actually going to work. You're so close, but so far away. I doubt it's. I don't know. I feel like this might actually be the part where it breaks. It's not going. Probably not going to load. I don't think that's ever going to load, so I think we're going to wrap this video up here. This is probably more than enough, so I thought overall that, oh, wow, I was mistaken, so let's see if it actually plays. I thought overall that the VMware Fusion is pretty impressive, given this is an alpha and it's able to run Linux. They should definitely add support for Windows 11, because that's the main reason people use VM software on Mac, but still it's cool. And also you can Ubuntu ARM is actually pretty cool. Would be interesting if they could build the user mode QEMU into it, but otherwise I think it works pretty well, and because most of the software is open source, it's already been recompiled, except for the Snap Store, which nobody really cared about anyways, I don't think. That's all bye.